Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
Right, which is live music and metal music primarily. I'm your host, Brian, joined by my other host,
Karen.
And today we're going to do something a little different, something that kind of spun out of just conversations we've had. And that's sort of predicting set lists for an upcoming show. As we've talked about, just you and I, throughout the last couple of weeks, especially like a lot more recently, that is we think it's not easy, but there's some sort of formula that you can kind of predict what you're going to hear at a particular show. For instance, you go to Slipknot, you know you're going to hear certain songs. You go to Disturbed, you're going to hear certain songs. You go to Metallica, you're going to hear certain songs. And if a new album just was released or recently released, you know that tours in support of that album. You know you're going to hear a lot more songs from that album than you would if it was, the album after, so on. So like Disturbed Evolution Tour, they're going to go on. I think the day we recorded this, they announced their summer leg of their new tour for their new album.
Yeah, for Divisive, not Evolution.
Right, but the thing is,
I get what
for
you're saying.
Evolution, like the songs that we heard on that tour are not going to be necessarily played.
Right. Like the songs that the 4 songs from Evolution that they put in might not be on this tour because of Divisive.
You might get 1 or 2, or maybe even 3, but you're not going to get as many as you previously got.
Yeah.
The stages also change a little bit because you need to like change the stage setup a little bit to support different theatrical elements that go into that performance. Once again, using Disturbed as an example, the Evolution Tour, they had that softer moment in the middle where they played a lot more slower stuff.
Yeah.
Sound of Silence being one of them. They brought the piano out. They burnt that shit on fire and all that. I think, thinking of like Disturbed, I think you're still going to have that slower middle part.
Right.
You're still going to bring the piano out and do all of that stuff because you're not going to play Sound of Silence.
Yeah,
so,
it's like the big song. Yeah.
Right. So you're going to kind of mix that in and whatnot. So I do think that's going to stay. But in particular, we're going to talk about the Metallica show we're going to go see.
Yeah.
As part of their 72 Sessions tour. Also in support of their album, 72 Sessions. The album is going to be released April 14th. I don't know when this is going to be released, this episode. It might
before
be
April 13th.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or April 14th, you said?
April 14th,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll do it before then. But
And the tour, I just had that. Here it is. Starts April 27th, actually. So 2 weeks later.
Okay. That makes sense. I was thinking it was going to start earlier, but it makes sense to release the album, let people listen to it, then start your tour.
Yeah, for sure. And we wanted to do this episode even before the tour started because we kind of wanted to get our predictions out before we start seeing stuff.
Yeah, before set lists are posted and see what they play at other shows.
Metallica does this really cool thing where every show they show their actual set list. They used a set list that they used.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an actual one. It's like all marked up and shit. Like looks hand done and everything. It's really cool. And then they throw all their picks for that show.
Yeah, their city picks,
Because they come out with unique picks also. I really like how they do that on their Instagram.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do this before we started seeing that stuff, and that sort of influenced our thoughts.
Yeah.
The show we're actually going to go see is the Detroit show, the last show of the first leg, which is the last show in 2023. They did a kind of a weird thing. I don't know if we want to get too far into it. This episode will do as part of the review of that particular show, but announcing basically 2 years of tour dates.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the same tour, so it makes sense to just talk about it now, I would think.
Yeah, and we can do it both times too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we'll review the Detroit show, and then we'll decide how we're going to do our 2024 shows.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, it's kind of weird for a band to announce
2 years.
2 years right up front that this is what we're doing. Metallica, I think, is at that stage of their career where they're not going to be touring nearly as much as they used to.
Yeah, they're not doing like back-to-back nights or back-to-back weeks and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, right? Is it's one city, 2 shows.
Yep.
Where I think not this previous year, 2022, maybe not even 2021, but the last large tour they did, there were a lot of goddamn dates that they went to, and it was like boom, boom, boom. Not as like heavy as some of the other bands might play, where it's like
back-to-back nights.
Yeah, but it's still a few nights a week type thing. I honestly don't know. I haven't looked at
I don't remember
tour dates
because I'm thinking like 2019 and then it went into 2020. I think is like the time period you're talking about. Which then they came and they redid those in 2021, 2022. Because they obviously had to stop it. But I don't remember. I remember a few weekends because we tried to go to some.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't remember. I don't remember it being. Yeah, it wasn't like a tour like where they tour constantly for 2 months. It was like a weekend here, weekend here, weekend here, sort of thing.
Especially the last couple of years. Yeah, definitely. But this one city, two show things is really cool.
It is cool. Yeah.
The Dead and Company do that, and it's a lot of fun going to both shows because it's the same experience, but it's different each time.
Yeah, and we experienced this with Metallica with the 40th.
Yeah.
Because they did 2 shows. So, and we were fortunate enough to be able to go to both.
And people who would have gone to a Danny Wimmer, because they were going to do that in 2020, but that got canceled.
Yeah.
They came back 2021.
Yeah, they did a couple of festivals like that. Yeah.
Where they did what, Friday night and Sunday night?
I think so, yeah. Like at the festival.
Same concept. And the unique thing with this is they're following that same pattern of no repeat shows, they say.
Yeah.
So
they're calling it no repeat.
Yes, no repeat. So
is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So what you get Friday night, the set list, not a single song on that set list is going to be played on the next night.
Yeah. Which is good because, I mean, we've seen bands at the same leg of their tour, and it's the exact same show both nights, or both shows are exactly the same. Part. Yeah, I think one time we saw Disturbed twice, and the only difference was at one of the shows they didn't play 10,000 Fists.
Right. And even this last year we saw Metallica twice. We went to Vegas to see them, and we saw them at Lollapalooza. Yep. And I think for the most part, outside of like 2 or 3 songs, it was the exact same set
thing.
List.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. I'm really kind of not 100% clear on is they say no city, like no set list will be the same, but to me that just means
no city.
It means every city's going to get the same song. Like every city's going to get Inner Sandman. They're going to get Master of Puppets. However, it's not going to be the same order. The set list isn't going to be the same order.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean if you hear their first show is Amsterdam. Doesn't mean if Master Puppets plays at Amsterdam, they're never playing that song again.
Right. No, and I understood that. I mean, we're going to get into the predictions, but I have a feeling it's just Friday night show is unique from Sunday night show, not Amsterdam is unique from Detroit.
Yep. No, agreed. Yeah. But I also think Friday night's set list in Amsterdam is not going to be the same order of songs at any other city.
Possibly not.
That's one prediction I have.
Yeah. Possibly not.
So let's get into that, I guess, the predictions. And really, I only have 2 predictions I want to talk about.
Okay.
One is how many songs do you think they're going to play, and then 2, what songs are they going to play? So,
first, just to refresh my memory, they're with one other band or 2 other bands? I think it's 2 bands per show.
4 bands. So
4 bands per show?
Not per show. 4 unique openers, 2 per show.
Okay, 2 per show. So there's going to be 3 bands total. That helps me kind of gauge how many songs they're going to play.
Yeah.
And I only say that because when we saw them at the 40th, they had the stage all to themselves. So they played 16 songs a night.
So, yeah, I can't remember the exact number they played per night, but
it was the same number both nights, I remember.
Vegas was 16 songs also.
Okay.
It was 12 songs and then 4 songs for the encore.
Okay, that makes sense. And Vegas had 3 bands as well.
It did, yeah.
Or 2 bands in Metallica.
Ice Nine Kills and Greta Van Fleet for those 2.
Fuck them. Sorry for anybody that likes them. They suck. Sorry, not sorry. There. Now I have all my words out.
There, all your words. What do you think in terms for this show then?
Well, my prediction. You were going into yours, and then I interrupt you with how many bands.
I mean, I think it's gonna be the same, 16 a night. So it's gonna be 32 songs overall for me.
That's about what I was thinking too. Is like using the Vegas as an example. That they would play 12. Well, how many songs are on the album? Let me ask that too.
On the new album?
Yeah.
12.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so 12 songs each night, 4 encore or 3 encore. So either 15 or 16, I would say.
Okay.
And I only say that because encore. I mean, granted, they could play some random deep cut for an encore. I'm just thinking what they normally play for encores, but yeah, I would go with that. I would go with 12
So 16 a night or 15 a night? Like overall total?
Overall total, 30 songs. I'll say 30 songs total.
30 songs total?
For the weekend.
So I'm at 32, you're at 30. So roughly the same. First off, in terms of the new album, I guess my first prediction then on set list. Also with this, I'm not saying it's going to be in any particular order. It's just these are the 32 songs at some point over the 2 nights I think we'll hear.
Okay.
So let's approach it in that way.
Okay, you're gonna be better at this than me because I don't know the names of their songs very well.
So first off, and I'll add this as like a secondary prediction or another prediction. It's Detroit, like the auto capital of the world.
Play Fuel.
I think they're going to come out to Fuel, either the first night or the second night. I'm thinking the first night. So they're definitely going to play it. I think it's going to be an opening track though.
Okay.
Agree, disagree?
I agree. I mean, just from what you're saying with the auto thing or with auto capital, I agree with that.
What about as an opening song? Could be a closing song.
It could be a closing song too. I don't want to predict like what's going to be an encore or.
Okay, I'm going to add that as my comment. I think it's going to be opening for night 1, or it's going to be closing on night 2.
Okay.
You either end on that or you start with that. I think that's perfect for Detroit. Like that song just fits that city. So the other prediction I'm going to make is I think we're going to hear all 12 tracks from the new album.
Yeah, that's why I asked how many tracks are there. I think that they're going to do 6 and 6.
Okay.
And I'm only using that because of the 40th, because they played one up, one down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so for the 40th, they started with their first album, Kill 'Em All, and they did songs going in chronological order all the way up for night 1. Night 2 was you started with your last album, Hardwired, and you worked your way all the way down.
Yeah, yep. So one up, one down. So now we're at 13 songs.
13 songs total, yep.
How do you think they're going to do the album? Do you think they're going to play every, 6 and 6?
I don't know about, number-wise.
I mean, we haven't heard all the songs, so we don't know how.
That's the other thing, too. We don't hear the songs. If one of them's instrumental, I think that impacts it. I think we'll get one instrumental, at least, maybe 2.
Yeah, but if they can use one of their other instrumentals for the other night. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. I think we're definitely getting one instrumental. If we only get one and there's one on this new album, that's going to be the one instrumental, I think.
For one of the nights?
Overall.
Oh, one?
We might just get one.
For both nights?
For both nights. We might get 2. If we get 2, I want Orion.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get it, I don't think. I think we're going to get Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, yeah.
That's if we get 2 and if the new album has an instrumental, which I think it might. I'm not...
I mean, we don't know.
No, I mean, yeah. They've been consistent with instrumentals and then not consistent. So it's questionable if you're going to get one or not.
Yeah. So we're at 13 songs.
We can hit the other, we know we're getting these. Or we assume, Puppets.
Puppets. Sandman. Bells.
All right, so we have Master Puppets, Inner Sandman, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Nothing Else Matters.
Do they always play Unforgiven?
They don't always play Unforgiven,
okay.
No. I don't know if we've ever heard... We have heard Unforgiven 2.
Yeah.
No, Unforgiven. They never play Unforgiven 2.
Oh, okay. 1?
Oh, 1, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was like...
Oh, sorry.
Unforgiven 1? I was like, no, yeah, the song
no,
1. 1, I agree, that's definitely going to be a song they play. You might get one song from Saint Anger. You might get 2. I think you're definitely getting 1, but not... 2's questionable, definitely 1. So I'm going to put 1 Saint Anger for me. I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
I don't know what the Saint Anger songs are, so...
Dirty Windows, I think, is one you really like that they've played a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's...
I mean, probably one of the nights they might play something like that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Over one of the nights, I think they're going to play a song from every album, at least one song.
Well, that takes up all of it then. If we're saying 30 songs plus
12. 32. Well, you're saying 30. I'm saying 32.
Yeah.
So that leaves 22 songs that they're playing, and they don't have... This is
20 songs. If they use 12.
30. You're right. Math. Once again, I just said that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, then you take one from every album. Once again, math leaves you with another number. So, I mean, like I said, Fuel, that's one off of Reload that you're going to get. So, I don't know. Any other, like, guaranteed songs we think they're going to play? And we can take a look at the Vegas playlist, too.
Yeah, what was on
reference.
go to the Vegas playlist, and we'll see what they played there, because I feel like the Vegas song was kind of like, in my opinion, it was kind of like just their hits, but maybe I was wrong about that.
Whiplash, Ride the Lightning, The Memory Remains.
They'll play Whiplash probably.
I don't know.
You don't think so? One of the nights they will.
They might just do Seek and Destroy, which was also.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Memory Remains definitely. I think that's a definite.
Yeah. I could see them playing. What'd you just put? Memory?
Memory, yep.
I could see them playing Seek and Destroy. I don't know. The crowd really gets into that.
All right, you say I'm sorry, what was that? Whiplash?
I said Whiplash and Seek and Destroy.
Both? Okay.
Yeah. I can put those under mine.
Yeah.
One of us is going to be right and one of us is going to be wrong.
Or both wrong. Creep. Definitely Creep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that slipped my mind.
Dude, I was just thinking about that. Like, die. Like, die.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that with Seek and Destroy. How many songs do we have left?
So if we include Whiplash and Seek, which we'll talk about, we'll go back and we'll double check this. We're at 23 with Creep.
So we need like 7 more songs. Well, you need 9.
I need 9, yeah. I think Moth in the Flames.
Yeah.
From Hardwired.
Gotta go to Iowa.
Getting that.
Sorry, that's an inside joke.
Then what else do they have? They have Master, Battery, Nothing Else Matters, and their Sandman was their encore.
They'll play Battery. Why do you keep saying no? They're not gonna play it.
I mean, I don't know if they will. Is the thing. I don't.
One of the nights, though.
You think so?
Yeah, I bet they do.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like that's a guaranteed song to hear.
I thought this was just our prediction.
No, it is. It is. We were going through the guaranteed songs first.
Oh, I didn't know we were still on that. I thought we were just.
You think we're done with the guaranteed songs? Yeah. Okay.
I thought we were just at the predictions.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, because guaranteed for me is like Creeping Death, Master, Nothing Else Matters, Bells. Like, those are at every concert, right?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part. Memory especially, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's always there. Fade to Black.
Yeah, maybe.
See, to me, that's more of a guarantee than Battery, but I know now we're
I
sort of in that...
I wasn't saying a guarantee. I was just saying...
But now we're sort of in that prediction phase where it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to put Fade. I think you're with me on Fade.
Yeah, Fade. Yeah, I'll agree with Fade. I don't know. What's a song that you... Well, Ryan, you would hope that they would play that.
I do.
Are you not going to put it on
I'm not going to put that on.
You should put it on, like, a hopeful.
Okay, a hopeful.
Like, not... Yeah, like another column.
Yeah, Orion.
Whiskey in a Jar was fun.
Whiskey in the Jar is fun.
I don't think they'll play that.
No, I think we're gonna get Turn the Page.
Okay.
Over that.
Okay.
I would like something else. I think it's gonna be Turn the Page, and if we get a second one from Garage Inc., it's gonna be So What, or Stone Cold Crazy. I think it's gonna be one of those two.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be Turn the Page. Also, very similar imagery, hitting the road again, and all of that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah.
Autotown, so...
Oh, yeah, I forgot this is just for Detroit.
Yeah.
I was thinking 2024, too.
Well,
we can't really do a prediction for 2024 then, because we'll know what they've been doing all year.
Yeah, we'll have a better sense. Yeah. But I think we're going to get some really deep cuts, too.
Yeah, you're better at those than me, so...
King Nothing would be a lot of fun to hear.
Oh, that would be fun, yeah. Yeah. Are you going to put that in hopeful, or...?
I'll put it in as a prediction.
Okay. Okay.
Sad But True.
Oh, probably. I feel like we've heard that at almost every concert.
I think we have. I'm not the biggest fan of that song.
Oh, really?
It's fine. Once again, I think it gets overplayed. And it's just fine.
But I think that's what... So, not the overplayed songs, but the songs that are played on the radio, I think you're going to hear at the concert.
Yeah.
Because it's like what people want to hear.
Yeah. Death Magnetic, I don't think we have anything from there just yet. The Day That Never Comes would be really cool, or Cyanide.
Cyanide, yeah. I would go with Cyanide, just as a hopeful.
Yeah, I'll put Cyanide on too. I would like to hear that again. And that kind of goes to the thing. We have heard that live, I believe, in Iowa.
Yeah.
But once again, that was in support of that album.
Yeah, that's true.
The Dex Magnetic Tour. So you don't necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the one Saint Anger. I think we're only going to get one.
Yeah.
No Leaf Clover. I'm going to put that as a hopeful. I love that track.
Oh, I'm going to have to listen to that. I don't think I know that. I'm sure you play. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's a song they made just for the S&M. Their first go around with it. They did it again at S&M 2, and they've played it a few times on the road without the symphony backing it.
Oh, really?
It's still fucking awesome. I love that track. I'm gonna put that as a hopeful. I don't think we are gonna get it, and I think some cities will get it. I don't think necessarily we will.
Not in Detroit.
Yeah. Justice. I don't think we have anything from Justice yet. Blackened. Yeah. Oh, we have one. I forgot about that. I think we'll get Blackened also.
Oh, see, you just said we had one, and I was like, which one do we have?
Yeah. no, one, the track.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put Blackened. That's at 30. I don't know if you agree with that.
I wonder if they'll do something with Blackened in the cities. Because, like...
Oh, yeah. So that's the other thing, right? It's
like the whiskey Blackened, sorry.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I know you knew. I was just...
No, but also, when they announced this, they kind of pointed out that for S&M 2, I believe, and for the 40th, they sort of took over San Francisco and played 2 shows. And I think for the S&M, they also had a night off in between. I can't.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was Friday and Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
It's like their thing now. It's Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Which works out nice.
But they also had a bunch of other events going on in those cities.
Yeah.
Not only they had Blackened events, they had other. For the 40th, I think they had Kurt and Rob went out and did like a band thing. I can't remember. It was the Wedding Crashers, the Wedding Singers
Wedding
or
Crashers.
something.
I think Wedding Crashers.
I can't remember. We didn't go to it, unfortunately. No. But they were there for that. They played with them and everything and whatnot. They also did a bunch of community service projects with their All Within My Hands Foundation. And it sounded like, if I remember correctly, based on the press for this announcement for this tour, that they're also going to do that in every city they go to here, is sort of bring the Metallica family to a city and try to do good within that city, especially community service and other events to do. So yeah. I think that's really cool. I'm kind of excited. So you brought up Blackened. I think there will be Blackened events going on.
Yeah.
I know one of the tickets you could get had like the Blackened like experience or something.
Right, because they did different levels.
They had so many different packages you could buy and whatnot. I believe one of them was sort of like getting the Blackened Lounge ahead of time.
Yeah, I know we were like trying to see if we could do like the pass where you can go to any concert.
I mean,
we were like really like
I Disappear pass.
Yeah, is that the one that you can go to any concert in every country?
Ones. Yeah, they had different levels. One was you get either North America or Europe for 1 year. You get North America and Europe for 1 year, and they had the same thing for 2 years. So North American for 2 years, Europe for 2 years, North America and Europe for 2 years.
Like we were really trying to...
We were going to do the 2 year, right? We looked at it. It's expensive.
Oh, it's so expensive.
And that's not including all the other... Travel expenses, like flight, hotel,
I think that's
food.
I think that's what really stopped us is, one, we would only be seeing Metallica for 2 years because there's no way we could afford that. Plus, I mean, we would maybe go to like some $20 shows here and there, but we wouldn't be going to everything that we have booked so far.
Yeah.
And also the travel is the main thing.
It sounded like a lot of fun. We were in line at merch. I can't remember what show it was, but somebody was mentioning at the time, I think it was the black ticket or the Blackened ticket, or I can't remember what that particular ticket was called. Yeah. For a different, like in 2016 or whatever it was, they had the same sort of package.
Okay. But were we at a Metallica concert when this conversation came up?
Okay.
Okay. I don't remember this conversation. That's why I was asking.
Because, well, I was listening in on
eavesdropping. So we weren't in the conversation. Yes. Okay.
Because that's where you hear people like say, how many shows have you been to?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to 60.
That's like
I've
a
been
big thing. Yeah. I've been to 300.
Yeah. Did you hear somebody say that?
No, it was on the 40th. Like some guy was featured on their video because he had been to 300 shows. No, but I mean, like the one guy in front of us, that was his first Metallica show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have people who go to so many of these things and people who've only been to one.
Yeah.
The same thing is true for the Rolling Stones. When we saw the Rolling Stones, it was our first time seeing them.
Yeah.
There were people who like, I've seen them 16 times. I've seen them 40 times, right? Talking about how many times that many times they've seen them. And for some people, that's the thing they do. They go to all of the shows they can, either of this one band or they try to. And to some extent, we do, whenever Avatar comes to the States, whenever Disturbed does a tour, Metallica, Slipknot, we try to go to at least one show on that leg.
Yeah.
Or just overall. Like last year, Slipknot did 2 legs. One which was more of a rock metal focus, one which was more of a rap focus.
Yeah.
We went to the second part of the leg, not the first part. But same thing, like we try to do at least one, but there's people who go to try to hit up every one they can in the area. And if Disturbed or Avatar are in Chicago and then Milwaukee,
we're going to both.
And then Indiana, we're going to try to hit up all 3 of those.
Yeah, if we can.
But it doesn't happen often because there are people who are going to do that. Like in Chicago, they're going to drive up and down to go see those.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying about these tickets is like we looked into, you brought up the Blackened Pass or whatever, or like how you can buy the different passes or whatever. So I was like, we thought about it, but then, I mean, we would have had to go to at least 5 shows, I think, to make it.
I think that's what we're trying to do the math. Right?
Yeah.
What do you have to, how many shows do you have to attend to break even?
Yeah.
And then after you break
versus
even.
Versus buying individual tickets.
Yeah. And then after you break even, then it's like, all right, now it's just sweet. It's free shows, basically.
Yeah. Which I think is what I was trying to get to is like, okay, so if it was maybe like you only had to go to like 2 or 3 shows and then they were free, that would maybe be better because then if you miss a couple. But even we were like trying to figure out like, okay, in 2023, these 5 shows, okay, we would have to go to these 5 in the U.S. because we can't do international travel this year. And then 2024, it's like, okay, can we make it to a couple international plus some U.S. to make it worth it? But it's like, then the cost gets so high.
Yeah, and honestly, to be fair, like when we were looking at it and said, yes, we could afford to do this, we could do this, we really couldn't.
We couldn't, no.
It was more of like,
we were trying to make it work.
If we sell all this shit, if we get rid of this, if we do this, then we have enough money to, like, I think it's a really fun concept.
It is a fun concept,
the people who can do it, fucking awesome. Enjoy it so much. It sounds like so much fun.
You're right. I was trying to say it like, oh my gosh, we almost did it. But it was like almost anything that we do where we fantasize about doing it, but then we come back to reality and we say like, we can't do this.
I mean, we almost did do it. Like we almost made all these sacrifices and whatnot to do it.
We did.
But then, all right, let's sleep on this tonight.
Yeah.
And then the next day it's like, it's really not smart of us to do this.
Right. I think that's the exact conversation we had was like, okay, let's be adults. Let's not. And plus, people don't want to hear about only Metallica shows. We would have no content.
And just like, we wouldn't see other things.
No,
like,
we
I want to
wouldn't.
see other things.
Yeah. I mean, we have so much booked for this year already. We wouldn't have been able to do any of that. Well, not some of it we would have because the tickets are cheap, but like we wouldn't have been doing hardly anything.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, let's go back to the predictions.
Yeah, there's so many songs, and that's why I like this concept so much of
different songs each night.
Because I mean, your library is so deep, you could do that. I think playing one, like the new album in its entirety is awesome, but that takes up so much of your set list.
So you're thinking that you're not doing that?
I think they are going to do it.
I think they are too.
It just because I mean the odds of you then hearing those songs alive again are very, very low.
Yeah, which kind of sucks if you could only make it to one of the because they just opened up single tickets.
Yeah.
But it would kind of suck if like you can only make it to one and then you only hear half of the album.
Yeah, or a little bit of it, and the other night, But it's kind of cool also because then you get to hear the songs live. You get to hear everyone.
You do, yeah. And I'm sure they're going to record these.
Oh, they do. They record all of them.
It's just where are they going to put them?
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is like right now they're like they stream sometimes on Nugs or sometimes it's on Prime, something on Prime. It's not Prime Video.
No, it's the Coda Lounge on Prime. That's how they released the 40th videos.
So that's what I mean. It's like, so if you want to view, like, say when they go to Amsterdam, if they end up releasing that, are you gonna watch it, or are you gonna wait until we go to Detroit?
I don't think they will release the actual videos
Until it's over.
You might get a few like one-off tracks on YouTube. They do that quite a bit.
Oh, right.
Where it's like, here's one from Amsterdam, and they basically do the recording of that. They record everything audio-wise, and I believe almost video-wise now. Everything's recorded at some point, and it's locked in an archive to be released 10 years from now in a box set, and it will be probably then. But
you don't think they'll do a live
I don't think so.
thing of something?
I don't think they'll release like a live video of this, other than like that one video I said. Nugs might have each individual concert again. I don't know what their contract's going to be with Nugs going for that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this last leg, 2020, they had a set of tours, I believe.
Yeah, they had to do them in
shows,
2022.
And every one of those was on Nugs.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones they canceled in South America, they redid in 2022.
Yep.
Those shows are now on Nugs, but the rest of the 2022 shows weren't on Nugs. So like Vegas that we went to wasn't on there.
But I think what you and I discussed is we think it's because they are already in a contract for those in 2020.
Yep.
So then it just kind of carried over to 2022.
Exactly. So that's why those ones were on and the other ones weren't. So it's interesting to see if Nugs is going to pick up this and keep doing it. They just released a bunch of black box videos from the 90s and from the Black Album tour on Nugs. So I think it's going to be recorded video-wise. I don't think it's going to be released anytime soon.
So in 2022, though, or like the ones that from 2020 and 2022, were those released after the entire tour was over or as they went?
Oh, the ones on Nugs?
Mm-hmm.
I think they were released as it went.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying might happen with these.
Yeah, it could. It could. And
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Would you watch it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. That was my question. Would you watch it before we go to the concert?
If it's on Nugs, it will. I'm not sure if it will be, but I don't think it will be released in any other fashion. So I think it's going to be on Nugs or nothing else.
I wasn't saying that. That's what I was saying. No, like whatever they choose. That's why I was like either the Prime Video or the whatever they do. Sorry, I think you misunderstood what I was trying to say.
Maybe I did. I don't think.
I was just asking if they release it, would you watch it?
If it's on Nugs, we have a Nugs subscription, which we do, and probably will by this time. I would watch it if it comes out on there. I think the odds of that happening are very low. I don't think that will happen. Personally, I just don't think that's going to happen. Okay. But if it is, I will. I don't think they're going to release like DVDs or you can purchase
No, I wasn't meaning that.
It yourself. However, they do release the audio of it. And every show we go to, I do buy that audio to have and kind of sit on. Those other ones that we go to, I won't listen to. I won't buy those.
Yeah.
But once again, we are going to look at the set list when they come out because those are super cool to look at. And just it's a cool little post on Instagram that they do. So,
I mean, yeah, by the time they get to Detroit, we'll kind of know like how they do Friday and Sunday.
That's true. We should know pretty quick if Amsterdam, they play all 12 songs. And then the next show, which is Paris, and they play all 12 songs there over the course of the weekend.
When's Paris? Is that May?
May 17th, yep.
Yeah. I thought it was like that. Like they kind of take quite a few weeks between. It's not like they're going one weekend here.
So, yeah, it's a couple weeks because the next one then is the end of May. That's May 17th. And then in Germany, in Hamburg, they're May 26th. So it seems like every other week, almost, or every 2 weeks, a new show. So, I mean, by Paris, we should start to get a sense. Like, if they do it in Amsterdam and in Paris, the odds are for every show on this tour,
Friday's gonna be the same. Or like if they're doing like Friday's the same in both days.
No, I'm saying if they play all 12 of those tracks over the course of the weekend at each city.
Oh, of the album.
Do 2 cities in a row, then we'll know. Okay, it's gonna be.
Yeah, but almost the same. Like if they end up having the same set in Amsterdam and Paris Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Then you kind of know, like, oh, that's probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but again, like, I don't think that's gonna happen. But if they do it, then you would know. Yeah.
Yeah, but like we'll know by Detroit, like what's going on.
Yeah, I think at least that 12 song part, and we'll have a better sense if some like they play Orion once or twice during this entire thing. Like we'll get a sense of what the actual sort of formula is for the set lists. So with Blackened, that was the last song we added. We're at 30. I said 2 more. I'm going to throw Whiplash on there. You have it down there. I'm going to throw that on there. We'll go back through this here.
Why are we going back through it?
Because we both think Moth into Flames is going to be there, right?
Yeah.
You're at 30 and you said 30 beforehand. If I take Moth off,
Then
that
I'm
puts
at
you at
31.
31, right?
I see. So I need more songs.
You already cut one, yeah. Yeah, so I have one more. I put No Leaf as a hopeful. I'll just put that down there as my last song I think they're going to play.
Okay.
Orion is the one hopeful I really want to hear. I don't think we're going to hear it. No, you know what? I'm going to take No Leaf off. I'm going to put... Call of Cthulhu.
I thought you already had that on there.
No, I didn't. I think...
Oh, you just said that they'll probably play that instead of Orion.
Yeah, over Orion, they'd play that.
Yeah, you should put Orion next to that for your list.
Yeah. It's questionable if the new album's going to have a... instrumental one or not. And if it doesn't, then you're definitely getting... Call of Cthulhu, I think.
Yeah.
Or Orion. My luck tells me I'm not going to see Orion. So what we have so far for the list is all 12 songs from 72 sessions.
Seasons.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. My dyslexia kicks in yet again.
Have you said that before?
That's all I've said is 72 sessions.
For the whole podcast?
For the whole thing. I've always called this album 72 sessions. I've always called this album 72 sessions.
Oh, well. Maybe we'll put up a little pop-up every time you say it.
Maybe. I mean, but that's how I read that word. And apparently that is not correct.
Well, we'll correct it from this point forward.
72 seasons.
72 seasons.
All 12 songs from that. Then we have Fuel.
I'm pretty sure they'll play that at Detroit.
Either as an opener or a closer, I think.
Okay.
I
You
think
can say
it's
that.
perfect for. I think it's going to be an opener night one. Then we have Puppets, Master of Puppets, Enter Sandman, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Nothing Else Matters, One, Sane Anger. I'm just going to... A song.
Oh, not...
I don't think it's going to be Sane Anger. I think it's going to be probably Dirty Windows if we get something. But I think we're definitely going to get something. Memory. The Memory Remains, who wants to sing? And
yeah.
Let's hear your voices. That's going to be there. Whiplash, Seek and Destroy. You have to get the old shit.
Yeah.
You know what? No, you can have Whiplash. I think Seek will be there. I'm going to put Four Horsemen. I want to hear that so bad.
Okay.
Creeping Death. Definitely, we think.
Yeah. No, that'll be played at some point during the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Battery, Fade to Black, Turn the Page, King Nothing. I really want to hear that. It's going to be so much fun. Sad But True, Cyanide.
That's a kind of hopeful, though.
It is a hopeful, but I think that's you're going to get something from Death Magnetic, and that's the song I think we're going to get.
Okay.
Blackened, Moth, Into Flames, and then Call of Cthulhu.
Which you hope for Orion.
Yeah. The two you won't have, or you thought, because we're only getting 30, is going to be Moth and Call of Cthulhu that are sort of mixed. Or do you want to mix those around? And
no, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You can cut me off at 30, but I think Moth into a Flame is going to be played, and I agree with you. We're going to get instrumental.
So would you flip then? Oh, okay, you did. Would you flip King Nothing and Moth?
I would probably take out King Nothing, and then I would also probably take out... I would maybe take out Turn the Page.
Okay.
For,
an instrumental?
An instrumental, yeah. That would be me personally. So is that how you're going to do the list so that...
Yeah.
I could be right and you could be wrong?
Well... So I think
we're probably both going to be wrong. They're probably going to play 16 songs or something a night.
That's what I said. They'll play 16 songs.
Oh, yeah, that would be 32 songs.
Yeah.
Math. Gosh.
See, we're not good with reading or math.
I should be good with math. It's kind of my job.
You would think so. What was it? I'll turn the page. I would love to hear Astronomy off that. There's no fucking way we're hearing that. No. But I love that song so much, and hearing it live would be the last. finally got to hear Whiskey in the Jar at Walla, and that made me so happy to hear. I was so happy.
It'd be kind of fun though. Like if Detroit's different than the ones we see in 2024, because then you might get different songs. I don't want to do this again for 2024 predictions because we kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we'll see what happens, and maybe we'll change our mind once we do this. But I was thinking, so we're going to do a review of going to Detroit and talking about that and our experience, like we normally do, like a concert review. As we talk about that, we'll pull this list back up at that point and see how close we were. I don't know if you want to do kind of like a time capsule thing and lock this up and throw it away type thing until then, or if we want to revisit this as maybe like a Metal License 666 after like halfway through the show.
No, we'll just wait until Detroit
beforehand and just review.
We'll just wait until Detroit.
Okay, cool. This will be fun, I think, to like just see what our predictions are like. And
see if we're right. We're probably wrong. I think we're right on most of it.
We've got some.
Yeah, I think we're right on most of it. Which, okay, then you can go into the conversation of, is it fun that if we're right, or is it like kind of disappointing because we know what they're gonna play?
Yeah, I don't know. I've struggled with this too. I've said this before with seeing Damaged Justice and Thrash of the Titans in particular. Of once I found out what their formula was, I kind of knew how the show was going to go, and I didn't enjoy not being surprised.
Yeah.
So Damaged Justice did all of Ride the Lightning in order, and it's like, it's fun, it's cool. Metallica also did it for the 30th anniversary of Master, and it's fun, it's unique, it's a cool experience, but I didn't like it because I figured out what the formula was, and I know how the night's going to go. I was definitely wrong with Damaged Justice because they played on for long.
Like another hour, though.
Not way too long. They played on for fucking ever, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to keep listening to them. So.
The only problem I had was I'm old and I need to go to bed.
And with Thrash of the Titans, it was 4-4-4-4. So it's like you know what songs you're going to get.
Yeah.
Which, now that I just said that, kind of cool. You're doing a big 4 tribute and you play 4 songs from each.
But I think they played like 5 from Metallica.
They may have. I can't remember. But everybody else, I think, got 4. I think they did a medley for Megadeth to like fit everything in. Yeah. Which is really cool to do.
Yeah. It is. I get what you're saying, where if you know the formula, you are disappointed when it's almost over. Or like you have that time clock. Yeah, even if it's not an actual time clock, you have that like thought in your head of like, okay, we only have 4 more songs. We only have 3 more songs. But I do the same thing with time, because we kind of know what time concerts end and stuff, and I'm kind of like, okay, we only have 2 more songs, we only have 1 more song.
I don't do the time as much because sometimes bands will just say fuck it and keep going.
Yeah.
I think it's rare, like more rare now for bands to do that, especially with here in Chicago. It's certain places have ordinance like you can't play past this time. Yeah. I went to the Dead and Company last year at Wrigley, and they were going to go out and do their encore, but time was cut. You got to go.
And Wrigleyville's very strict on it.
Yes.
So.
So I've struggled with it from that point of view, as I don't like to know because I want to be surprised. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be thinking like, fuck, I have like 1 song left. Yeah. I hate that. This is a little different because we don't know. I'm making an assumption that the last couple shows we've seen had 16 tracks. This will have 16 songs.
Yeah. I'm just saying, by the time we get to Detroit, we are probably going to know the formula.
We're going to know a lot more for sure.
Yeah. Because it's the last show of 2023.
And it's going to be hard for me not to look at this and think about it. But I'm already going to be doing it because I'm going to be looking at the set list for every show ahead of time. So I'm going to be in my head piecing it together. And it's kind of fun because I'm approaching this as like a puzzle.
I need a snapshot of this so that you can't go in and like change your predictions.
Okay, I'll make a Snapchat or save the story or something. We'll figure out a way that I can't change it.
Well, no, we have it recorded now in the order that you said it.
Yes, we do have it. So there's your homework is read that.
Read it? Or
whatever. Listen to it, whatever.
I'm just saying, I don't want you going back in and being like, oh, no, I actually think this. I think
I think it's going to be fun just to like, all right, I actually got 4 right. Everything else was a goddamn way off.
No, I think we probably have 20 correct.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah. It's those ones at the bottom of the list where we're kind of like, we're not sure what they're going to play. Now, I have no clue what they're going to do night 1, night 2.
Yeah, no.
Like, obviously, I don't think, since they're selling single day tickets, I don't think that they're going to do, like, the album all one night.
No,
I think they're
won't,
going to do
yeah.
6 and 6.
I think they're
or
gonna
something like that.
It's going to be split up and sprinkled. It's going to be night one, they're coming out to Fuel. Then they're going to go into Lux Eternal for the second song. Night two, they're going to open up to Suicide Screaming. Is that the name of the song?
Screaming Suicide.
Screaming Suicide reversed. Okay.
Yeah.
So that will be the opener then for night two. All right. There's another prediction. I think that's how those 3 songs are going to go.
Okay.
I also think, like I said, at least one song from every album over the course of the weekend, and 32 songs. Those are my predictions. I think you're basically the exact same as me with a couple songs less.
Yeah. And I only say that because I don't know. Well, one, we don't know how long the songs are on the new album. So
we do.
are they all?
Yeah, I believe that's their title and length. I was wrong. Title is on
there. Yeah, we know the songs. We don't know how long they are, and we don't know what they sound like.
Yeah, we have a couple of them, so that's cool, and we can go based on those, and they're
normal,
old school normal length.
But I'm just saying that because, like, I mean, obviously Master is like 9 minutes, so whatever night they play that, they're gonna have to play something that's shorter, or just have different time lengths.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Or play 2 songs in the time that they play Master.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just throwing crap out there now, but I mean, I think this was fun to go through. Yeah, like just to kind of predict what we think might happen, and then when we do Detroit, we'll go back and look at it.
Yeah. And like we said, I think this applies to almost every band. Like we said, Disturbed, with the new album, you're gonna get probably 4 tracks.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about that. Because there's a lot of songs that I like that I don't want them to take out, and I'm like.
And then
I don't really like
same
their new
with
album.
Slipknot and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
The new album's going to get a lot of love because they want to support the new album.
Yeah.
But then you also have your hits that you're going to hit. Disturbed, you're definitely getting Sickness. Like, you're not going to play that.
Yeah.
It's the same with that to them is puppets to Metallica.
Yeah.
So like you're
or spit it out to Slipknot or something. Like, you're gonna have that at every show.
Right. The one exception. They didn't do it at Riot Fest.
They didn't.
They didn't do that or Heretic Anthem.
They didn't.
And I don't know if it's because they were at a festival or what, but...
Oh, that'll be interesting because we're going to see them at a festival this summer.
That's a metal festival, not
a... Yeah. But also at Riot Fest, they only played for an hour.
They did play a lot shorter, yeah.
Because the headliners at Riot Fest only play.
But again, a festival setting versus your own headlining tour setting is a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. I thought this was fun. I'm really excited to see when we do the review of the Detroit show how fucking wrong we are.
Well, at least we didn't say night 1 they're going to play these 12 songs.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Because there's no way to know.
I agree with that.
We will probably know by Detroit, depending on how they do the other sets. But what's going to be kind of disappointing is, say in Paris they play Dirty Window, and it's like, oh, I really want to hear that song. But then in Detroit they play, I don't know, Whiskey in a Jar, which you like, but...
You should have got that I Disappear package, and you could have heard all of them.
Yeah, so let me sell everything in our house.
It'll be interesting at the end of all of this if they end up playing every single song in their catalog.
Oh, by the end.
Like
they won't though. There's no way.
I don't know. I mean,
there's no way. I'm gonna shut that down just because they could do that between double nights in every in the cities, but like we said, they're going. Here's what I found. Why did she do that?
I don't know. Always listening in.
What did I say that sounded like? I don't know. Anyways, they could do that with the number of nights in the cities and everything. But like we said, I'm pretty sure that there's a group of 6 or 8 songs in there that they're going to play.
Yes.
At every show. And if they play the album.
Yeah.
The album at every city. Not every show, sorry. 6 or 8 songs at every city. Plus, if they play the album at every city, that doesn't leave enough to go through the whole catalog, I don't think.
Over 2 years, maybe, but also...
But really, it's not that many cities in 2 years. It's only like 12 cities a year, right?
What was it? 11 cities.
11 cities.
So that's roughly...
22 cities.
Roughly 10 shows.
The next one has 12, I think.
Yeah, so but still, that's roughly 10... If you follow that formula...
Yeah, it's 10 songs.
10 songs per show times 22. That's 200 songs.
Yeah, they could.
They could. But there are a few songs that, like, I don't think they will ever play. Unforgiven 2, Fixer, they did that at the 40th, and it was the first time in how many years? So
40 years?
No,
I know. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
But yeah, same point, right? Like, I think that song will never be played live again. That's gonna be a special moment for the 40th for that particular event. You might get something like that at the 50th, but I don't think during this tour.
So, but also what I was just thinking just now coming into my head is we've watched some of the international ones on Nugs, and they always play a song that has to do with that country.
So they did for that first part of the leg in 2020.
Did they not do it in
I don't
South
think
America?
they did it in South America. I think that part was like sort of nixed.
Oh, I would kind of hope that they would do that in this part.
I really enjoyed that. I thought that was
granted,
a lot of fun for them to it was the Rob and Kurt doodle.
Yeah, the doodle.
Which I thought that was a blast. Like coming out and I'm a big fan of covers. They do great covers. Just having those two come out and dick around and like Rob fucking sung in German.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
But yeah, those were our predictions. I think this was fun. I'm going to be really curious to see, like I said, how it turned out.
Yeah. We'll have to wait probably like 7 months to see.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
I'm
excited for this. I'm excited for the new album, excited for the tour. Metallica's my favorite band, so I'm super stoked that we get to see them and super stoked that, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, no. I'm excited to see how we did, and I'm excited. I hate that we have to wait till Detroit to see them, the last show of 2023, but we'll be there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's it. Get out there, enjoy live music, and see you around.
Come back in 7 months to see if we were right.
Yes. Yes. See ya.
Bye.